So I know I've talked about this before, but honestly, these independent, smaller, associated animation companies seem to always, I guess you could say, add to the situation. And what I mean is, the female characters with unique abilities, even if it's temporary. And I've mentioned a lot before, and I'll link them at the end of the video here, hopefully. But here's what's crazy. So we have this film that came out in 2017, this little animated film called Monster Family. And even though it underperformed at the box office in a big way, I guess it made still enough money to do a sequel. I mean, international markets we don't know much about, but still it was enough to make a sequel. And even that underperformed even worse. But there were two characters in there that got powers, abilities temporarily that allow them to go into that shape-shifting kind of, changing kind of thing that I talked about. This is why, again, I talk about you looking at a lot of these ideas potentially for a, if I don't know if they're still going to do it, a female-led Plastic Man movie, which would be Plastic Woman. I don't know if they're still doing it. You get this Metal Man animated film, and one of the main characters of the Metal Man series is the Platinum Girl, who, if you watch Brave and the Bold, loves to shapeshift, especially when it comes to guys she likes. And so on and so forth. And I've mentioned, even with the invisibility ladies, that they do it because the female characters, in the movies, in the shows that these take part in, as well as in the real life, the female mind, and I say it with all due respect, no offense, is a lot more creative, a lot more innovative, a lot more spontaneous, if you will. And basically at times very mischiefy, if you will. Very mischiefy. So when this came out, the two female characters, which are the mom and a daughter, both ended up getting powers that kind of lend them into that area. Like the mother ended up becoming a vampiress, which attracted Dracula. Yeah, the Dracula. And and throughout the film, she was struggling not to give in to her bloodlust, or else I guess she'd get lost. Or she'd become lost and she'd be full-on vampiress. Now, I don't know if she could turn into a bat. I'm assuming she could. I'm not saying she couldn't. But, there's that. There's, that situation there. And then you have the character called Faye. You have the daughter character. I think her name's Faye Wishbone. And she gets turned into a mummy. Now, what's interesting is they end up in a desert and they go their separate ways, I guess, to look for pieces of an amulet to try to restore them, right? And Faye ends up meeting up with Imhotep. Imhotep, I think that's his name. And he shows her an ability that all she has to do is wish for it to happen. And that ability is to be able to turn into a sandstorm and basically become one with the sand, merge with it, if you will. And she does. At first, she's a little uneasy about it, but then as she's continuously doing it, she's astonished. She's like, "Wow, this is so amazing!" And I think in that scene where she says that, she kind of goes off a little bit on her own until Imhotep catches up with her, and they merge together. Yeah, they basically kind of merge and unmerge, come together, uncome together, and all that, and as a sandstorm, because they're both two separate sand tornadoes, storms, if you will, and then over time, they come together. Over time, I should say, in the journey before they kind of reform, they come together, and everything. They come together into one and all that, and and even afterwards. She still uses this ability. I don't know if she uses it throughout the rest of the film. I haven't seen the film, but from what I've seen, she uses this ability to go find her father. Now, I don't know if she uses it in the sequel, because yes, like I said, it got a sequel. But again, it just boggles my mind. It just boggles my mind that even a small independent animation studio that put this together. And they did good animation. Let's not get that wrong. The film just didn't do well. It just didn't do well. But even for a small independent, studio, for them to be able to kind of add that in, they know there's an audience for it. They know there's an audience for it, and they know exactly what everybody else knows. You give the female characters these kind of powers, they're gonna find a way to have some fun with it, or at least be more creative with it. So yeah, I just wanted to come out here and talk about this and bring that up because I don't know if anybody else knows about it. That, as fans of female shape-shifting characters and all that, I don't know if anybody else knows about that. Who are fans of female shape-shifting characters, females that have the powers to change into certain things and all that. I don't know if they, I don't know if they have, I don't know if, hold on. Sorry, I almost got tongue-tied there. But again, I don't know if anybody knows about that, if you've seen the film. But I just thought I'd let you know. It's basically anybody that, like I say, could be a fan of those tropes and everything. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are and everything. And until next time, guys. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to bring this up. And until next time, I'm out.